Welcome to today's Explainer. We're jumping right into a totally fascinating development in modern agricultural science today. We are talking about transforming crop potential from the ground up through a highly specialized agricultural elixir. It's fundamentally changing how we approach the end-stage development of our harvests. And I want to be clear right from the start, our main focus today is all about how this specific formulation maximizes the ultimate quality, the sweetness, and the commercial marketability of fruit. If you've ever been curious about how biology and ultra-targeted nutrition seamlessly combine to create that absolutely perfect premium harvest you see at the market, well, you're in the exact right place.
Now, what's really interesting about what we're looking at here is that vibrant green liquid. It almost looks like some kind of glowing serum out of a sci-fi movie, right? But it's actually a super advanced seaweed-based phosphorus and potassium fertilizer. It is literally a liquid nutrient powerhouse. We aren't just talking about your standard everyday soil food here, no. This is a highly targeted application designed to trigger very specific physiological responses within the plant. Just looking at that pure concentrated color gives you a real sense of the dense nutrient profile locked inside.
So let's break down exactly what's under the hood of this formulation. The base, naturally, is a pure seaweed extract, but it's what they combine with that extract that really drives the results. We're looking at substantial doses of phosphorus and potassium, the critical P and K we all rely on, alongside essential trace elements like boron and zinc. So, why this specific blend? Well, think of the natural seaweed essence as an express lane for plant nutrition. When these macro and micronutrients are suspended in the seaweed vehicle, the fertilizer hits an incredibly high absorption and utilization rate. The plant doesn't have to fight to uptake these nutrients. Actually, it's more like the seaweed just hands them directly over to the plant's biological systems, ensuring virtually nothing goes to waste.
Section 1. Building environmental resilience.
Because here's the thing, before a plant can pour its energy into producing incredible fruit, it has to actually survive its environment, right? To understand how this formulation builds that baseline resilience, we have to talk about a little biological magic known as stomatodal control. Stomata are essentially the microscopic pores on the surface of crop leaves. They open and close to let gases in and out, but they also release water in a process called transpiration. This fertilizer gives the plant a massively enhanced ability to control the openness of those stomata. By regulating those pores more effectively, the plant can dramatically reduce water loss during periods of stress, all while maintaining its vital physiological functions. It's remarkably similar to giving the plant its own automated, built-in climate control system.
And because of this masterful stomata control driven by that pure, natural seaweed essence, the crop gains some serious resilience. It's not just about growing anymore, it's about surviving extreme weather. This formulation significantly enhances crop resistance to droughts by locking in moisture. And conversely, it helps plants survive floods by maintaining cellular integrity when they're totally waterlogged. It acts as this invisible environmental shield, making sure unpredictable weather doesn't just wipe out a whole season's worth of hard work. And that perfectly sets the stage for what we really care about today, the final yield and that premium fruit quality.
Which brings us to the main event, elevating ultimate fruit quality.
So, the crucial point is this is where the magic really happens. When a plant enters its flowering and fruiting period, its demand for nutrients absolutely skyrockets. Surviving the elements was just the baseline. Now it's time to thrive. The high phosphorus and potassium synergistic supplement in the seaweed elixir directly meets that intense demand to promote fruit expansion, sweetening, and coloring. It doesn't just feed the plant, it actively stabilizes and strengthens the fruit itself. By optimizing nutrient uptake at this exact physiological moment, we're literally driving the fruit to swell larger, synthesize way more sugars for that incredible sweetness, and produce the vibrant, uniform colors that consumers absolutely demand. This is 100% focused on pushing fruit quality to its absolute genetic peak. And this brilliantly illustrates the direct connection between the science we just talked about and the real-world results out in the field. That synergistic P and K, meeting those high nutrient demands, it physically pays off with heavily laden branches of perfectly swollen, beautifully colored fruit. This is no accident. It's the direct physiological result of the seaweed essence strengthening the plant so it can pour all of its energy into perfecting its fruit rather than just struggling to survive the day-to-day. The visual difference in harvest quality is just undeniable.
Moving on to targeted success in specific crops. Now, we all know a one-size-fits-all approach rarely works in high-yield agriculture, so we need to see how these broad benefits translate to specific commercial crops. For a staple crop like rice, the primary benefit is robust structural integrity. It helps the rice resist lodging, meaning those stalks aren't going to just bend and snap under their own weight, and it optimizes grouting quality, giving you incredibly full spikelets and a higher overall grain weight. But shifting over to fruit trees, our focus on premium quality truly shines. When you apply this in the late stages, this elixir aggressively drives cosmetic and taste perfection. It is all about the swelling of the fruit, creating these visually stunning, beautiful yields, and promoting that vital color change that signals ripeness and top-tier quality to any buyer.
Let's look at efficient application and dosage. Knowing the science is fantastic, but how do we actually get this onto the fields efficiently without a massive headache? Well, one of the biggest advantages of this product is its high stability, which means it offers incredibly flexible application methods for the modern farm. You aren't locked into one labor-intensive process here. Whether your operation is set up for targeted leaf spraying, precise drip irrigation systems, or even broader flushing fertilization, this seaweed, phosphorus, and potassium blend integrates seamlessly. It completely adapts to your existing farm setup while still guaranteeing that exceptionally high absorption rate we established earlier.
And the dosage guidelines are just as precise as the formulation itself. For rice, during those absolutely critical heading and filling stages, you only need 30 to 60 milliliters per mu. It's super concentrated. But returning to our key focus, elevating that premium fruit quality, take a look at the guidelines for fruit trees. In their mid to late stage, just as the fruit is preparing to mature, you apply a foliar spray with a solution diluted 800 to 1200 times. This targeted application guarantees the crop gets exactly what it needs, precisely when it needs it, to finish out the season with spectacular, sweet, large fruit.
Ultimately, at the end of the day, farming is a business. A crop that is stabilized against the weather, heavily fortified with readily available nutrients, and pushed to expand, sweeten, and color beautifully, that is a highly marketable product. By utilizing the biological advantages of seaweed extract combined with phosphorus, potassium, zinc, and boron, you are directly investing in the commercial viability and the downright profitability of your harvest.
So I want to leave you with this question to ponder today. Is your crop truly reaching its absolute most beautiful, high-yield potential? Are you maximizing the size, the deep sweetness, and the vibrant color of your harvest? By understanding and leveraging the science of products like this, seaweed fertilizer, we can push the boundaries of agricultural fruit quality further than ever before. Thank you so much for joining me in this explainer. Keep learning, keep growing, and I really hope you leave today feeling empowered by the science of a perfect harvest. Catch you next time.